What's up guys, Just Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today it's going to be Sunday the 11th of June, and in regards to confirmed transfers, it's been a bit slower today but still quite a big one to go through, as well as the rumours we'll get to in just a moment. So before we get started, as always, you can show support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome. Remember, 1,000 likes is the target for today's video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content and press the notifications tab next to it to be notified whenever I upload a video. If you missed yesterday's video, it'll be down below in the description box, and there'll also be a second video going out tonight around 10 PM. And today's question of the day is going to be, I've actually got to try and think one very quickly. Let's go with, what country are you from? So let me know that down below in the comment section. Let's jump into it straight away into confirmed deals. And the very first one, the only one today, is Victor Lindelof going to Manchester United finally from Benfica. It was announced yesterday for a fee of €35 million converted, that's £30.7 million. And apparently he was on a three-man shortlist of centre-backs to go to United. And those three players, of course, are Lindelof, Van Dijk and Michael Keane. There were a lot of rumours saying Lindelof would go to United back in January. That kind of broke down a little bit, but now it is all official. And I believe he's having his medical next week to fully finalise the deal. But like I mentioned, that is the only confirmed deal today, so let's jump into potential rumours. The very first player is on your screen right now, and that is Glenn Whelan, currently playing for Stoke City. So according to the Daily Mail, Aston Villa have opened transfer negotiations with Stoke to sign Glenn Whelan, as the Potters are looking for £800,000. And also, apologies if I sound a little bit different. For some reason my voice is sounding a little bit strained right now. I'm not sure why. Hopefully it sorts itself out very, very soon. Let's go on to the second rumour today, and that is going to be to do with Jerry Mathieu into PSG. It's according to Le Parisien, as says PSG have inquired about the availability of FC Barcelona's 33-year-old centre-back Jerry Mathieu, who the other day was linked to Marseille. He's not really required too much at Barcelona anymore, so it wouldn't surprise if he moves on. And in regards to the fee, I doubt it'll be too much as well, because he's 33 years old. Next up, we've gone to Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who currently plays for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. And according to reports in Germany today and also Turkey, it says Arsenal set to battle Lazio for Turkey international Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's set to leave Bayer Leverkusen this summer. He was actually serving a ban very recently for a few months. I've forgotten what it was actually for, but I think it's finished now. And Arsenal, it may be his next destination. I've also heard Leverkusen apparently going to try and sell a few players this summer, including Çalhanoğlu and potentially Leno. And that might be why they're linked to PSG's Kevin Trapp. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we've gone to Romelu Lukaku, linked to Chelsea today, and according to Liverpool Echo, Chelsea ready to offer Romelu Lukaku a bigger pay packet than Diego Costa in their bid to re-sign the Everton striker. Lukaku himself has said he's agreed terms with another club, and most likely at this point in time, it's looking like it's Chelsea, because United, they're in for Belotti or Morata, and teams around them don't really need a striker, so it makes sense to go back to Chelsea. Especially if they're trying to get rid of Diego Costa. I'm not sure where it'll go yet, but imagine rumours will keep flowing in. Next up, we go on to Patrick Schick, and according to Gazzetta dello Sport today, Champions League finalists Juventus have agreed a deal to sign him. They have been linked to him for a fair amount of time now, and a deal between the club and player has been agreed for several weeks. Although the two clubs themselves, being Juventus and Sampdoria, apparently not reached an agreement just yet, although yesterday Gazzetta dello Sport have said there's been some kind of breakthrough between the two clubs in negotiations, and the fee is going to be in the region of €25 million. And keeping in the theme of Italian football today, we move on to Dalbert, who currently plays for Nice in France. And according to Gianluca Di Marzio, the left-back has informed club representatives yet again of his desire to leave the club to join Inter Milan. Nice have taken a hard line in negotiations and will sell for anything less than €25 million. It does say €25 million, but other sites are saying 15, so I think possibly that could well be a typo. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we've got another player into Inter, that's Antonio Rudiger. And now Luciano Spalletti has come in. They're trying to fix the problems of the defence that really wasn't working too well at the end of last season after a very, very poor form. And Rudiger from Roma, who is Spalletti's old club, could be the central option alongside Davinson Sanchez, who plays for Ajax. And one thing to point out though, Dalbert coming in does take up one non-EU spot in the team, which means Sanchez, it probably could be quite unlikely. And another player into Inter today is Lucas Moura from PSG. Inter have registered an interest in the PSG winger, again according to Di Marzio, although their main target for the wide spot is at Bayer Leverkusen's Julian Brandt. So like I mentioned, Julian Brandt is the current priority, the main target for them. Lucas Moura is a backup option, which isn't really too bad whatsoever. And now we've got a very, very in-demand player, which is Bertrand Traoré, who's currently owned by Chelsea. So according to Daily Mirror, West Ham are now trying to sign him, and the striker is believed to be valued around 17 to 20 million pounds. I think Chelsea, they probably end up getting a decent fee for him this summer, although I've mentioned it every single time, he wants to try and break into the team himself but it's not looking likely now. And I believe West Ham are still favourites to get Kelechi Iheanacho from Man City for around £20 million, so potentially him and Traore, that could be a very good up-and-coming strike force. Next up we go on to Serge Aurier into Tottenham. The Daily Mirror are suggesting that Tottenham are eyeing the PSG fullback as a potential replacement for Man City target Kyle Walker. Although the asking price for Walker apparently has gone up to around £60 million, so Man City, they may pull out of that one. We'll have to wait and see. But if Aurier was to come to the Premier League and keep similar stats to that, that'd be an awesome one to have. Very quick, very strong, and a very good option in the right back spot. Next up we move on to Mohamed Salah, into Liverpool yet again, and apparently Liverpool are happy to wait it out to get a cut price deal on Mohamed Salah because Roma must sell one of their star players by June the 30th. And in fact, Mohamed Salah's agent did tweet, sometimes good things come to those who don't wait too long. At first, the Liverpool fan base, including myself, thought it was like somewhat shots at FSG for taking too long, but apparently now it is that it could be aimed at Roma instead. And currently Roma aren't in the process of selling anyone else apart from potentially Mohamed Salah. There is interest in other players, but as of right now, Liverpool, they don't come to make a bid. If Roma are close to selling Manolas or Nainggolan potentially, Liverpool may act on that and try and get Mohamed Salah very quickly, but right now, it looks like a waiting game. And it also goes on to mention that Roma are planning to use the Salah funds to renew contracts such as Nainggolan being one of them. And I'm not fully clued up as to why Roma need the £35 million, but I believe it's due to financial fair play. In fact, they made too much a loss over the past few years, so Liverpool are hoping for £35 million as a fee for Salah, as that was the first reported price. But lately, there's been a lot of rumours saying, according to like Liverpool Echo and such, that Roma are asking for a lot more than 35 mil. But I doubt it's the last time we've heard of that one. Next up, we go to Steven Nzonzi into Juventus today, according to Calcio Mercato. The Juventus have targeted a move for Sevilla midfielder Steven Nzonzi and reckon they can get him for around €25 million. He was heavily linked to a lot of clubs last summer. I can't remember if Juventus were one of them or not, but either way, right now, it looks like he potentially could be going to the Italian champions. And next up, we go on to Bakayoko, and apparently it's breaking news according to L'Equipe. It says Bakayoko went to London yesterday to complete his €40 million move to Chelsea. He decided to join them and the clubs are close to agreeing on a fee around €40 million for the Monaco midfielder. There was a slight delay on this one because apparently the two clubs, they took their time to actually work out a deal, but Bakayoko's agreed to join them, they agreed a fee, and now it's looking like it will happen. And there were initial rumours saying Chelsea could offer a few players in return as well as cash for the player, but right now it's looking like it's just €40 million and no players included. Next up we go on to Alex Skrindo, also linked to Chelsea according to the Evening Standard. Chelsea must pay Juventus £52 million for Brazil defender Alex Skrindo, who has 3 years left in his current contract at Juve. And as good as Alex Skrindo actually is, the Chelsea really need him for next season. Personally, I don't think so. £52 million is a lot of money. It's probably worth it for other clubs, but the fact at how good Marcos Alonso was last season, I think it'd be somewhat wasted money. Whereas Man City, for example, could do with Alex Skrindo, be a fantastic left back to get in a position that Pep wants to strengthen. Next up, we go on to Diego Costa, linked to Atletico Madrid. I'm fully aware they have got a transfer ban, but I'm pretty sure right now, it doesn't mean they can't sign any players, it means they can't register them until January. And this article is from the Evening Standard. It says Atletico Madrid are reportedly considering signing Diego Costa this summer before loaning him out to China. He has been heavily linked to a move to AC Milan, but apparently they're not willing to meet his £200,000 per week demands. And China, I think Costa said himself he doesn't really want to go there, but if it means going there for 6 months, then going to Atletico Madrid as a return, that might work out. Because the rumours the other day surrounding Vitolo going to Atletico, but first off he has to probably go to someone like Las Palmas. That's probably a stepping stone. The same could even apply technically to Lacazette. Maybe they could buy him, but have to loan him out straight away, and he can't play for a club until January. Unless of course it's an out-and-out transfer ban where they can't buy anyone until the January window. Next up we go on to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, currently a free agent, although it's looking like potentially if his recovery does go well at United, he'll get a new deal there. But according to a few different sources today, a club called Al Ain in the United Arab Emirates are interested in signing Zlatan Ibrahimovic and put an offer on the table. And if that was to happen, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be on FIFA 18, but we also got to take into consideration, I doubt he'll sign for a club this summer, he may wait till he's fit. So he might not even be on FIFA 18, at least until January. Next up we go on to another player into United, and that's Andrea Belotti. According to the Independent today, Manchester United have made a £17 million bid for the Torino striker Belotti. Now I'm not sure if that makes too much sense because of course Belotti, a fantastic striker, but for a player to have one good year, £60 million or £70 million, sorry, that is a massive fee. Another player into United today, of course, is going to be Alvaro Morata. This is looking like it's pretty much done now, and in fact the player himself has removed Real Madrid player from all social media pages. he's taken it off Instagram, taken it off Twitter, and also some Spanish journalists have said he's actually decided to go to United. And the Daily Mail finished things up then by saying United is said to spend around £200 million this summer, making it a record transfer window. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. So as always, if you enjoyed it, show support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome. Remember, 1,000 likes is the target for today's video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content and press the button next to it to be notified whenever I upload a video. If you missed yesterday's video, it'll be down below in the description box. And today's question of the day is, what country are you from? Let me know down below in the comments. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.